There is someone in your life right now. Maybe they are taken. Maybe they are your best friend. Maybe they live miles away. Maybe they simply do not feel the same way. But no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try to forget them, they are always there, in your thoughts, in your dreams, in every quiet moment when your mind has nothing else to do. And the worst part? The more impossible they feel, the more you want them. Why does this happen? Why does the human heart chase exactly what it cannot have? Today we are going to go deep inside your mind and reveal the real psychological reasons why we fall for people we cannot have. And trust me, by the end of this video, everything will make complete sense. Welcome back to Daily Psycho Facts, the channel where we explore the deepest secrets of the human mind. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe right now, because we upload mind-blowing psychology facts every single day. Now let us get into today's topic. Why do we fall for people we cannot have? This is one of the most painful human experiences. Almost every single person on this planet has felt this feeling at least once in their life. You meet someone, something sparks inside you, but then reality hits. They are already with someone else, or they do not feel the same way about you, or the timing is completely wrong, and instead of moving on easily, your feelings grow stronger, more intense, more painful. This is not a coincidence. This is not weakness. This is pure psychology. And today we are going to break it all down for you. Reason number 1, the forbidden fruit effect. There is someone in your life right now. Maybe they are taken. Maybe they are your best friend. Maybe they live miles away. Maybe they simply do not feel the same way. But no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try to forget them, they are always there. In your thoughts, in your dreams, in every quiet moment when your mind has nothing else to do. And the worst part, the more impossible they feel, the more you want them. Why does this happen? Why does the human heart chase exactly what it cannot have? Today we are going to go deep inside your mind and reveal the real psychological reasons why we fall for people we cannot have. And trust me, by the end of this video, everything will make complete sense. Welcome back to Daily Psycho Facts, the channel where we explore the deepest secrets of the human mind. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe right now, because we upload mind-blowing psychology facts every single day. Now let us get into today's topic. Why do we fall for people we cannot have? This is one of the most painful human experiences. Almost every single person on this planet has felt this feeling at least once in their life. You meet someone, something sparks inside you, but then reality hits. They are already with someone else, or they do not feel the same way about you, or the timing is completely wrong. And instead of moving on easily, your feelings grow stronger, more intense, more painful. This is not a coincidence. This is not weakness. This is pure psychology. And today we are going to break it all down for you. Reason number 1, the forbidden fruit effect. Let us start with the very first reason, and this one goes back thousands of years. It is called the forbidden fruit effect. You have heard the story of Adam and Eve. There was an entire garden full of fruits. Every fruit was available to them freely. But the moment one fruit was declared forbidden, that became the only fruit they wanted. This is human psychology at its most basic level. We want what we cannot have. When something is restricted or unavailable, our brain automatically assigns it higher value. Psychologists call this psychological reactance. It simply means this: when our freedom to have something is taken away, we want that thing even more desperately. Think about it in real life. If someone tells you you cannot eat a certain food, that food suddenly becomes the most delicious thing in the world. The same thing happens in love. When a person feels unreachable, your brain says, "This must be special. This must be worth having." And so your desire for them increases, not because of who they actually are, but simply because they feel forbidden. Reason number 2, dopamine and the chase. Now here is where it gets really interesting. Let us talk about your brain chemistry, specifically a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. It is released when you eat something delicious, when you win something, when something exciting happens. But here is the most important thing about dopamine. It is not released when you get what you want. It is released during the chase, during the anticipation, during the hoping, during the almost but not quite moments. Scientists discovered something incredible. When the reward is uncertain, when you are not sure if you will get it or not, dopamine releases in much higher amounts. This is why gambling is so addictive. The uncertainty of winning keeps the dopamine flowing. And the same thing happens when you like someone unavailable. Every small sign they give you, every text back, every smile in your direction triggers a massive dopamine rush because your brain is in a constant state of anticipation, and that feeling becomes addictive. You start craving that dopamine hit, and the only way to get it is to keep chasing that person. This is why you feel so alive when you are around them, and so empty when you are not. Reason number 3, we idealize what we cannot have. Here is another powerful reason. When we cannot have someone, we never get close enough to see their flaws. Think about someone you have admired from a distance. In your mind, they are perfect. They say the right things. They do the right things. They are everything you have ever wanted. But is that reality? No, that is your imagination filling in the blanks. Psychologists call this idealization. When we cannot get close to someone, our brain creates a fantasy version of them. We project all our perfect qualities onto them. We imagine exactly how they would treat us, how they would love us, how perfect life would be with them. But this fantasy person does not exist. The real person has bad days. The real person has flaws and habits and insecurities. But you never see that, because distance creates illusion, and illusion is always more attractive than reality. This is why when we finally get someone we have chased for a long time, sometimes the feelings fade quickly, because reality could never match the fantasy our brain had built. Reason number 4, childhood attachment patterns. Now this one goes very deep, and it might be uncomfortable to hear, but it is one of the most important reasons. Our attachment patterns are formed in childhood. Between the ages of 0 and 7 years old, the way our parents or caregivers loved us becomes our template for love as adults. If love in your childhood was consistent and warm, you likely developed a secure attachment style. You find it easy to love and be loved. But many people grew up in environments where love was inconsistent. Sometimes warm, sometimes cold, sometimes available, sometimes not. And this created what psychologists call anxious attachment. For people with anxious attachment, love only feels real when it is uncertain. When someone is easily available and consistently loving, it actually feels boring. Something feels off. But when someone is hard to reach, when their feelings are uncertain, when you are always wondering where you stand, that feels familiar. That feels like love, because that is what love felt like in childhood. This is why so many people unknowingly chase unavailable partners. Not because those partners are better, but because the uncertainty feels like home. Reason number 5, the scarcity principle. Psychologist Robert Cialdini identified one of the most powerful principles of human psychology. It is called the scarcity principle. Things that are rare are perceived as more valuable. This is why limited edition products sell out in minutes. This is why we treasure things we almost lost. And this is exactly why unavailable people feel so irresistible. When someone is easily available, when they are always there whenever you want, your brain devalues them. It says, they are always here, I can have them anytime. But when someone is rarely available, when getting their attention feels like an achievement, your brain immediately assigns them enormous value. This is not a conscious decision. This happens automatically in your subconscious mind. You did not choose to feel this way. Your brain chose it for you. Based on millions of years of evolution, scarcity meant value, and your brain still operates on that ancient programming. Reason number 6, the Romeo and Juliet effect. In 1972, psychologists Richard Driscoll, Keith Davis, and Milton Lippitz conducted a fascinating study on romantic couples. They discovered something remarkable. The more outside interference a couple faced, the stronger their love became. They named this the Romeo and Juliet effect, just like Shakespeare's famous lovers, whose forbidden love became the greatest love story ever told. When people feel that outside forces are trying to keep them apart, their feelings intensify dramatically. the opposition itself becomes fuel for the love. This is why secret relationships feel so intense. This is why relationships that families disapprove of feel so passionate. The obstacles do not weaken the feelings. They strengthen them. Every barrier between you and that unavailable person makes you want them 100 times more. Your brain interprets the struggle as proof that they are worth fighting for. And so you fight harder and want them deeper. Reason number 7, fear of true intimacy. Here is a reason that most people never talk about. Sometimes we fall for unavailable people because deep down, we are afraid of real love. Real love requires vulnerability. It requires opening yourself completely. It requires the risk of being truly known and possibly rejected. That is terrifying for many people. But loving someone unavailable feels safe because it can never fully happen. You get to experience the beautiful feelings of love, the longing, the excitement, the passion, without ever having to face the real vulnerability of a true relationship. Psychologists call this self-protective love. You love from a distance, where you cannot truly get hurt, where the relationship exists mostly in your imagination, and your imagination never betrays you. This pattern is more common than you think. Many people spend years loving unavailable people, without ever realizing they chose them specifically because they were unavailable. The painful cycle. So now you understand the psychology behind it. But understanding it does not make it hurt less. Because here is the painful cycle that most people get trapped in. You fall for someone unavailable. Your dopamine goes crazy during the chase. You idealize them in your mind. Your scarcity brain tells you they are priceless. Every obstacle makes you want them more. And so you stay stuck. Months pass. Sometimes years pass. And that person remains just out of reach. While your real life, real opportunities for real love pass you by. Because your heart is too busy chasing a fantasy. What you can do. So what is the solution? First, awareness. Now that you understand why this happens, you can recognize it when it is happening. Ask yourself honestly, am I attracted to this person? Or am I attracted to the chase? Am I in love with who they are? Or am I in love with who I have imagined them to be? Second, understand your attachment style. If you consistently fall for unavailable people, there may be deeper patterns from your childhood worth exploring. Therapy and self-reflection can help you break these patterns. Third, practice redirecting your energy. Every time your mind drifts to that unavailable person, consciously redirect it. Not through force, but through gentle awareness. Fourth, allow yourself to be available for available people. Real love does not feel like constant longing and pain. Real love feels like safety, like home, like peace. Give that a chance. The heart wants what it cannot have. That is one of the oldest truths of human experience. But now you know why. It is not a flaw in your character. It is dopamine and scarcity and childhood patterns and fear. It is your beautiful, complicated human brain, doing exactly what it was designed to do. The question is, will you let it keep running the show, or will you take back control? That choice is yours. If this video made you think about someone right now, drop their first letter in the comments below. Just the letter. You know who I mean. And if this video helped you understand yourself better, give it a thumbs up. Share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Subscribe to Daily Psycho Facts, because every single day, we bring you the secrets your mind never told you. See you in the next one.